a Bethesda-published game.
Oh, I always wanted to do a good playthrough of the Prey randomizers.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's by a dead studio. As of...
After the last year, you're gonna have to narrow that one down.
May this year.
Gonna have to narrow that one down a lot.
Damn it. Well, it's Hi-Fi Rush. RIP Tango Gameworks, this Let's Play is in honor of your memory for putting out the best game you fuckers ever made.
Evil Within 2?
It's good. But there is a connection, at least. Hi-Fi Rush is directed by one John Johannes, yet another one of Shinji Mikami's protege in the course of his career, who started at Tango Gameworks. He was director on the DLC for Evil Within 1, which I did not play because I didn't like Evil Within 1. I didn't find it would have been worth it to see if they did anything better or different. But I played Evil Within 2, which was directed completely by John Johannes, and I liked it a decent amount. I think, like, flawed in ways, but I think between the two horror games of that year, which was that and Resident Evil 7, it's like, I think some days I kind of prefer it more.
I preferred Evil Within more to Resident Evil 7, but yeah, that's entirely personal preference.
Yeah. But then he went on to make this, a complete far cry from everything that the studio had been known for up to this point, because they had also put out Ghostwire Tokyo, like, in between this, which was like kind of its own can of worms, really. But
yeah,
this was something I was super excited to see when it was shadow dropped and just be like, oh yeah, we announced it. This game exists. Also, you can buy it now. What?
Yeah, it was like...
Where's the monkey's paw? I don't see it anywhere. Is it not curling? And it turns out, no. They just shadow dropped out of nowhere.
Was released like literally half an hour after the conference was over, wasn't it? Or after the trailer dropped.
Basically, and the result was they put out my favorite game of 2023. Like, you want to quickly go back to the last LP we did for Wanted Dead and how, like, I called that the Dark Horse pick for Game of the Year last year. This is, like, my actual one, just as far as the whole package. This game, though, as you can see, I was mulling over all the different difficulty selections. We're going with Very Hard, which is the highest default difficulty when you start this game on a brand new system file. Rhythm Master, as you saw, that's only if you beat the game once. And you can hear the music coming in, and... God damn it, Chai. I said that. Fucking earbuds.
Diegetic music, love it.
Yep. Oh yeah, this game's full of it.
Is it?
Yep.
Profession, rock star.
Future.
I was going to ask if that QR code went anywhere, but it's missing. It's too small, like the outside.
Yeah. Chai, I think you got like the wrong career choice in mind. This isn't the 20th century anymore. I think what you want is future LP superstar.
Here's your Project Armstrong pass. And welcome to
Chai would make the absolute fucking worst Let's Plays, you know it.
The Richard Gamingo of future LP action.
Yeah. There we go. First licensed track hitting us right at the start. Lonely Boy by the Black Keys.
Well, I didn't realize there were any licensed songs in this, because I should say I'm going into this completely blind. All I know about this game is its reputation.
Yeah, like, there's a few licensed tracks. Like, the majority of the music in this game is entirely original, but they do make use of licensed tracks for really good effect. Obviously, that means, you know, if you're someone who's doing content creation on the internet as a job and not a hobby like us.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They were one of the first to include a no license music toggle, weren't they?
Yep, streamer mode they called it, which that'll get a bit of a demonstration late into the Let's Play. Trust me, we are going to be living up to our reputation as a bargain bin Chip and Ironicus, and that I'm going to treat this as the Let's Play that Chip and Ironicus have not done, and probably not at this point. Chip's already deep in his fucking, like, FF7, like, Squaresoft nostalgia video binge right now anyway. I mean, like, FF7 remake, Kingdom Hearts.
Special pass here. I think they just coming in.
But yeah, but rest assured, just about everything you can think of that this game has to offer, which is a lot, I will make sure to show it. Take everything off. Oh, I would not want to have my testicles grabbed by that fucking hand.
Strong enough to crush a man's skull, but tender enough to crush a butterfly.
Yeah. As we make our way to surgery for Project Armstrong. And as expected, the executives are going to show their true colors when they're not in front of the public.
Production off.
I, for one, am shocked.
Subjects K. Marketing. Dylan.
Kale, by the way, the person they're talking to, the one voice actor I was able to immediately recognize compared to all the others, he is Roger Craig Smith.
Losers.
Oh yeah. Could tell just from one word.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris Redfield really had a hard time finding a new career after the bullshit he went through at the BSAA.
Dumb boulder punching asshole.
Oh, Shinji Mikami.
So far, this is making me think of like a big budget Ben 10 episode.
Me and my friends definitely made like the same like connection that like just the vibe and style had like a very Ben 10 energy to it, like Saturday morning Western cartoons.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
And surgery's done after getting flattened somehow. Don't ask questions. This.
Welcome to the Strog Army. I mean, this is basically PG-13 Quake 4.
Honestly, I feel like Quake 4 would have been better if the strogification process basically gave you what Chai just got. Not the arm. It's what the arm can do that we'll see a bit later.
Error has occurred.
I mean, if you could tell me I could get an MP3 player built into one of my extremities, I would so do that in a heartbeat.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it was easy to, like, add or, like, swap in and out, like, new music as you need.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, this game is going to keep showing, you know, like, what the name of a new song is every time it starts playing, and who made it.
Did you come to check out what a great job I did stacking these boxes? Or were you looking for the exit? If so...
that's Robin Atkin Downs.
Behind you, lad.
Yeah. Pretty decent
Travis.
fake Irish accent.
Well, he is from the UK. I don't know if he's English or if he has an Irish background. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess more pronounced is the more proper word. Just because, I didn't realize he had that background. Just because, like, you wouldn't tell otherwise from his normal speaking voice.
No, he has he's really good at accents. But yeah, born and raised in the UK, went over to the States, I think in the mid-90s.
Yeah. But yeah, this game, if there is one thing that I think it is one that will like tickle your fancy a lot, as well as plenty of other people, kind of similar going back to when think about like Chip and Ironicus Let's Plays and like the stuff they've done, like Wonderful 101. Game has a love for attention to detail and just cramming so many out of the way things that, like, if you're just replaying this normally like a regular action game, you would just not be giving this a second glance.
Watch for forklift.
Poor Carols or Carries, I forget. I think it's Carrie or Carol. Fuck it, whatever. Like you could tell from just how the names are spelled with all the numbers that they're all supposed to be like. Look at a glance like actual human names, but have numbers because robots.
Also, I don't know if it's intentional, but I noticed that your footsteps were in time with the beat.
Very intentional. Just as this video goes along, it'll keep reinforcing that very same notion.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was the case.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hey, kid.
Bionic arm, LX to 75, magnetic waste management.
Yeah, it turns out we came in for a procedure that turned us into a glorified, like, garbage pickup boy.
Defect. Take him in.
See, we got the gripper and everything.
Not a very good one.
I think he's resisting.
Wait, what?
How very cop-like of you, Sabers.
All Robocops are bastards.
Except Murphy.
Yeah, nice. Different LP. We'll talk about that later.
All right. Look forward to Let's Play number 15, RoboCop Rogue City. That is not a guarantee.
I'll talk some truth to power. Oh crap, he's Magneto.
Good luck being a rock star with that guy. Fight 1, start! Light and heavy attacks. Very simple, basic, common, action game mechanics and tropes. If there's one thing that is important to know about the combat in a Hi-Fi Rush, is that, like, the overwhelming majority of its, like, mechanics are things you have entirely seen in other games. Like, nothing super new. But it's not the individual mechanics that are what matters. It's what this game is doing to recontextualize them. And you've already noted as much when you saw how many things were in sync with the beat.
Yeah, the doors coming in, all the shutters and that, perfectly timed as well.
Yeah. Even that metronome graphic that was at the bottom, which I specifically pulled up, both for my benefit, because it's an extra visual, like, assistance thing, but also just for the sake of, like, when I was editing the footage for this, it actually makes it way easier to sync things up properly.
And this sounds ridiculous. But when the music kicks in, it feels like
this game, as you can tell, operates on cartoon logic. We had a malfunction in our surgery. We got musical robot powers. How does that work? Shut up.
Music-based Yakuza 7. Got it.
Hell yeah. Give Ichiban a guitar and we're good to go.
Well, I mean, he does get one with one of the DLC classes.
Oh, really?
Devil Rocker in 7.
Oh, neat. Yeah. So this is where the mandatory tutorial comes in, where it explicitly tells you about what this game does to recontextualize everything you know about action games, in that every attack, every action you do is on the beat. And the way they do it is really interesting because like, I'm sure you've, like, noticed, like, in the past several years, there have been various games out there that have done this rhythm game hybridization with, like, another genre, like, you have, like, Bullets Per Minute or Metal Hellsinger.
Yeah, that's probably that and Necrodancer are probably the two most obvious ones.
Yeah, but, like, the way this one does it, I feel, is, like, a lot better and easier to get into, because while those other games do it in a way where you have to hit on the beat and the action immediately comes out on that same beat, Hi-Fi Rush makes it more deliberate, where if you hit on the beat, the very next beat, because, in action games, melee attacks have animations. They go on for certain amounts of time. So they will always hit... For light attacks, either the beat immediately after, or heavy attacks will always hit 2 beats after when you hit the button.
Okay.
As you can see here with this.
what a pro! You got it.
And because of how, music, there's always music that is not at the same beats per minute. They'll always have different tempos or whatever. These attack animations will always reinterpolate themselves to match the beat, whether it's a slow song or a fast song. Although slow and fast in this case is like a fairly small margin, because you don't want, like, to fight in a game like this where the BPM is less than 100.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, once the tempo starts, increasing, does the combat start increasing as well?
Anyone see the guy?
Yep.
If everything's locked to the tempo.
That is correct.
No. I was just... Well...
So now we get the second fight where, you know, you actually... If you're playing this for the first time, you will actually realize, oh, this is how I'm supposed to fight, and hopefully get a better rank than on the last one. But
So
in my usual... Yeah, but usually in my try-hard way, with this Let's Play, I am doing this playthrough getting S ranks on every ranked fight. It is possible to do it from the very beginning when you have nothing, and it is one of those things where, like, my journey to prove that that was possible is a major contributor to why I started this Let's Play, in addition to the, you know, the aforementioned news of Tango Gameworks closure and just how shitty Microsoft is, but whatever. We're not going to dwell on that last part. Like, it's bad, but it's already been months since then. This is about the game.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, when you play this for the first time, there is a lot of tutorialization in order to, like, properly onboard you, which is, I think, another sign of how, like, even though this is developed by, a Japanese studio, you could tell that the director was, like, you know, not Japanese. You know, John Johannes was from America, and it makes sense because a lot of Western games do put a lot more stock than like, Japanese devs in, like, the onboarding process and making sure that nothing is, like, too confusing or obfuscated about how a game is supposed to be played.
Yeah. Also, it's got the feel of like a European cartoon in many ways as well. Like, there was a whole load of European cartoons like Robot Boy and Chris Colorado that were on TV in the mid-2000s, and they had a very distinct feel to them. And this also has a hint of that as well.
Yeah. Anyway, here's a really creepy smart fridge. Fun fact. The voice you're hearing is John Johannes, the director of Hi-Fi Rush. So yes, he is correct when he says that he knows everything about you. He made you.
Not terrifying.
Yeah. And at least when it comes to the tutorials, this is one where, like, if you were playing for the first time, you totally could skip this if you want. But there is actually a reason to talk to Smidge at every opportunity, because there's a bunch of in-game challenges that, like, if you meet those criteria, you get rewards in-game. So naturally, you have to talk to this weirdo.
So please practice your light and heavy attacks on me.
Yeah, and he's got a bit of an M side to him.
I really need to make sure that you can fight. Please.
Yep, you know, all this just to confirm that you know how to play the game, and that if somehow the previous two tutorials didn't drill it into your head. But
Thank
whatever,
you very
they
much,
at least...
Fridge with disturbing abs.
Yeah, whatever, those are all just drawn on with Sharpie, you know it. I say this knowing full well that there is another character later on whose entire gimmick is built around the fact that he draws expressions on his face with Sharpie.
I don't know why that's one of my favorite really dumb things. Every time I see something like that, I'm like, yes, this is gratuitously stupid, but it's so funny.
Yeah, like, this is a genuinely funny game, where, like, even when I was having to go through all these tutorial stuff again, you know, recording them all, you know, like, the recording, like, wasn't really agonizing because I was at least getting a bit of comedy value out of, like, these sort of digressions.
Looks suspicious.
Hello to the best character.
It would have made so much more sense if he was orange.
No, it's like, it's like how people in Sonic Adventure 2 are apparently colorblind and can't tell the difference between whether, like, Sonic and Shadow are, like, different characters. So they assume, yes, our hero, Sonic the Hedgehog, totally robbed the bank. Fucking dumbasses.
How many talking hedgehogs can there really be out there?
Let's not answer that.
Yeah.
We don't want to placate ourselves as knowing as much as Sonic fans.
I'm not even a Sonic fan. 90% of everything I know about Sonic the Hedgehog has been against my will.
Yeah. I've still tried what I can to purge, like, my childhood memories to no avail.
Oh, that's convenient. Looking to get out of here.
Well, that might be something I can handle if you...
Hey, yelling like this is awkward. Can you speed this up?
Hack the access panel. Smack the switch and come up.
Oh god, yeah, I just love these characters. Even Chai, in all of his idiocy, which you will find, like, gets even more dumb, like, as this goes on. I mean, like, he was already pretty dumb considering his entire motivation for getting into this is that he just wanted to fast track his way to being like a rock star without even specifying what that actually means.
You know, being a rock star, being cool, you know, the guitar and
yeah, do you even know how to play one? Figures.
Okay, but Axl Rose played the piano, so shut up.
All right. I mean, look. Let's be real though. Not everyone can be a prodigy like Trent Reznor. All right.
Yeah.
One of those like little video graphics they showed of like doing the dodge, specifically the air one. That is actually one that if you were playing this for the first time, you probably would not have like paid attention to the fact that was showing you to like a secret like rooftop in this very area, which I did not know about until I paid more attention to it for this Let's Play.
That was incorrect. I thought you should know.
Yeah, again, this game is chock full of details, which is like, yeah, if you're focusing on it so much, like this game will come off as a bit slow. I mean, like, it'll last you a long while, but, like, replays will naturally go a lot faster because then you're just focusing on the meat of the game, which is, like, playing the combat, going for cool music style.
Yeah.
Anyway, the air dash bit I was talking about is, like, right to the right of Smidge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's a good thing I found it, because this has a hidden NPC that I literally, again, I did not know was here until, you know, when I was recording this.
It's kind of
Someone's clearly slacking on their shift.
Yeah. It's kind of reminded me a bit of Lollipop Chainsaw so far as well.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they both got a very poppy style aesthetic to them. Although this one's obviously more obvious with, like, the cartoon shading.
Yeah.
Hey, get off my back. I like this.
And yes, this is going to be a recurring gimmick. Expect to see me do it often. You get additional dialogue from NPCs, from robot NPCs specifically, when you hit them.
Good grief, man.
Brutality for content.
Oh, yeah. I know it'll probably seem like very cruel, especially when like some of these robots don't deserve it. Particularly the robot models that are from the old days of Vandalay, which include things like Lucille, Oscar, Carrie. Not the new ones, which are clearly designed more for combat. Yeah, there's one slacker over there. Actually, look for the tan head.
Can't be looking too hard if you're missing him.
Cat rescuer?
He has a reflective plate.
I mean, to be fair, I did miss him for like over a year.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll keep this quick.
Cat.
I saw you fight back there. I think we might be able to help each other.
This is every cat owner's fondest wish and worst nightmare.
I could help you with.
Stop.
Just
Okay,
their cat
before-
actually being able to
That
talk
was
to them.
you back there? You're a
I mean,
cat?
more specifically, it's not the cat talking. It's other people using the cat basically as like a telephone receiver to talk to other people.
Crazy, but this
Cat radio.
probably better off by myself.
But yeah,
Dude,
808 is great. We all love 808s. Please give all of your respects and adoration to 808. Something weird is happening.
Catfire hyper beam.
How synchronized! And
Yep,
now
that's Cat.
another major part of Chai's repertoire has been given to us.
what did you do?
Oh, hold on. Did you just feel that? That beat? I think we got something here.
Look who's back. Andy's got a
So now we got an extra metronome. This is the actual, like, visual metronome you would have if you didn't toggle on the rhythm assist that I have at the bottom. Because as you can see, 808 pulses with the beat.
Catronome.
That's good.
talk is cheap.
But more importantly, this is to highlight that we now have like the thing that like completes our melee combos, which are the beat hits. Once the circles overlap, hit any attack button again, and you get a big finisher.
So it's a matter, like if you're doing light combos and then mash heavy, then does that do a different attack with more damage, or is it just an ender no matter what?
It's the same ender for the combo.
Right.
Basically, like whether you hit light or heavy at the end, it'll still produce. The only effect it will produce is based on how accurate the timing is.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, it's even super lenient to the point where like you can actually hit the button rhythmically on the beats leading up to when you're supposed to land the final beat hit. So you could like hit the buttons while going 1, 2, 3, and then still get the same result.
That is remarkably player friendly. What's the catch?
Yes. That is very much like what the team was going for. Like they wanted something where obviously there would be a reward for being really good at rhythm, but also trying to make sure that it would not have the same issues that like those other rhythm hybrid games that I talked about kind of had, where it's like you get like you get straight up negative feedback if you hit the button at the wrong time and nothing happens.
Yeah.
This, at least, is like, you actually do get something, but it's a case of, like, if you hit the button, like, to start a combo too late or too early, like, the animation will change to accommodate, and the attack power will be lessened. But at least you'll still get the attack, which is what counts.
Timing circles overlap. If you're still having trouble, you can tap the attack button every beat before the attack and still land it.
Yeah, I already described that, Smidge. Like, I could do your job better.
How about a light combo first? I know you know this.
Yeah, for real. And, like, especially with kind of the leniency of, like, both the leniency and the fact that you get any sort of good feedback whatsoever, regardless of timing, reminds me of how, like, earlier this year, I got one of the PS2 Beatmania 2DX controllers, so I could finally play 2DX at home and start learning it a bit more instead of having to rely on, the few times I played it at an arcade.
Yeah.
And even in that game, as notorious as it is among rhythm game players for being like one of the most difficult games in the genre, like even if, especially with like super tight timing windows and whatnot, but like even if your timing isn't exact, like if you still hit the button during like the general window when it's supposed to, it'll still produce like the correct note anyway. And even if you press the wrong button, it'll still produce a note, even if it's wrong. Theoretically, if you weren't playing for score, you could think of it as almost like a freestyle type of thing. And that's like, again, for a game that is as hard as 2DX, it is like, I'm pretty sure that's like another major thing that has contributed to like making it worthwhile for people to get good at that game, because I imagine how discouraging it would be if you were playing 2DX and you were just getting a lot of like noises every time you hit a button at the wrong time. Like, that would suck.
Yeah. Well, that would put you off more than anything.
Oh yeah, it'd be like playing Guitar Hero for the first time, like, because they did that exact same shit. And that game has super lenient fucking timing windows, like compared to these Japanese arcade rhythm games.
Well, I mean, they have a reputation for, needing to be needing almost superhuman levels of coordination and concentration for a reason.
Oh yeah, I mean, like for a very simple, rigid sort of interaction, it makes sense to like push the limits of like what counts for accuracy in that. Whereas this, with this being a hybrid and having a lot more stuff going on beyond just pressing like buttons in rhythm, because like the rhythm aspect is like in service of being able to do melee combos or whatever. Naturally, like the windows need to be a lot more lenient.
Let's go.
Kind of similar with kind of like with light gun games. Another genre that I always see kind of criticized by people by being like, oh, it's not as interesting in terms of interactions compared to first-person shooters because you just aim and shoot. And it's like, yeah, but the aiming and shooting is like pushed to the limits in those games because you got enemies pop up so quickly and demand the highest level of accuracy.
Yeah.
Like it's very different priorities.
I mean, my favorite light gun shooter will always be the original Time Crisis. Well, at least in terms of arcades, typing in the Dead, House of the Dead Overkill, still the best.
Oh yeah.
But if you're talking about serious ones, that's always going to be my favorite. And towards the end of the game, there's just enemies thrown at you left and right, and it's the easiest of the series.
Oh yeah. Note here with these logs that you can read. First off, Rekka has completely ruined her caps lock key on the keyboard, so this is how she types at all times. And second, I won't be getting them, but I'm not gonna bother transcribing them to put in in a post somewhere. That is just too much work for me at this point. And it's easy enough with how long these videos are anyway that you can afford to just pause the video to read them if you so need to. But otherwise, the gist of that was Rekka basically self-congratulating herself for, setting up the production pipeline for Project Armstrong while giving, the bare minimum accolades to everyone else who did the actual work while she just stood back and watched.
The Elon Musk effect.
Yeah. Although I don't think Elon Musk has, the strength in him to, pull off wrestling moves on his employees if they ever so step out of line.
I mean, he
Rekka
certainly
does,
wishes
however.
he did.
Or maybe, I don't know. Would it have been too cruel or just right if Elon Musk should have been one of those critics that fought Uwe Boll in that fucking boxing match that crippled Lotax?
I can't say what I'm thinking right now because it will get us taken off every service on the face of the earth, and I'm including those ones.
It's whatever. We're goons. Not even goons like Lotax these days. It's fine.
I'm talking about Elon Musk.
I mean, we're goons. None of us like Elon Musk anyway.
I mean, we're goons. It's not like anyone's paying attention to us outside of something awful.
Yeah, I mean, we're the right kind of goons, not the fucking degenerates that Zoomers have become to co-opt that term. You sick fucks.
Hey, as long as they're not doing it in public, fine by me.
Yeah. Some might say certain venues of the internet do count as a public space, unfortunately.
Maybe? But anyways, that's cool.
So this is a funny little thing as far as the Smidge interactions. I'm not showing the alternate way that you interact with it here. That'll be for the post game. But this same Smidge moves to is at 3 different locations, and he moves to each one as it goes along. He only has 2 unique dialogue strings that you need to trigger. But the idea is that if you skip the first 2 and then talk to him on the final one, it's okay, what is it? And then Smidge will be actually, I was going to tell you something important, but since you ignored me, I'm not going to. But yeah.
He's striking me a little bit of as got a bit of Nern from Lisa vibes there.
Huh.
Is he gonna start talking about his dumb potato bitch wife? That's what I want to know.
I think I would be most worried if he started talking like Pump from Barkley Shut Up and Jam. the fucking Japanophile save point. Who just glazes, goes beyond glazing, is just a deep-throating everything about Japan. He's deep-throating the entire country when going on those fucking screes as you're trying to save your goddamn game.
Don't be alarmed, you appear to be trapped in a VidCon. Let me tell you why that is fantastic.
Oh no.
Sometimes it's best to take a rest. By that, I mean a rest combo. After a light
Yes. Another thing that has existed in other action games. Delay combos.
Yep.
Which, admittedly, because of how the beat system works, for rhythm or whatever, I funny enough, usually have the hardest time doing these rest combos that I end up avoiding it most of the time. Because I sometimes get into the bad habit of accidentally holding the rest for way longer than it's supposed to, that it drops the combo or I hit it the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because you already have to deal with the fact that the effects of the attack that you do come out 1 to 2 beats later.
I can imagine, that I can see that being like one thing that they have to be very strict on for the timing.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's like I try to be more controlled about it. But we'll get to see more in the next video.